Welcome to the Taco Tuesday podcast. This is Brandon.
And this is Jake.
And we are excited because we are adding a third spoke to the wheel. And we're changing our name. We're doing a redux. We would like
shit.
to... Right. What do you mean, oh shit? You've been here for the whole thing.
I know, but I wanted them to think that we were spontaneous.
It's a surprise for everybody. We're giving ourselves a facelift. Jake has what can only be described as
the plague.
Ebola. But yeah, we're adding a third spoke to the wheel. We've done stand up with him a bunch. Big fans of his, and we were excited when we threw in the invitation, and he was like, "Yeah, I guess." So please,
he's like, "Yeah, I could see myself. I could see myself doing that occasionally."
Right, wasting my day at your house on a Tuesday. Yeah.
Ian Heaton, everyone.
Hey,
welcome, sir. Thank you for coming in.
No problem. I'm excited to be the third spoke.
So we thought that for this episode, and did you say that we changed our name to?
I said we were doing the facelift, but we decided to do a full overhaul. We figured that the Taco Tuesday boys was kind of me and Jake's thing, and we figured bringing you in would be a good idea for us to make something that was us and not add you to me and Jake's thing. So,
makes sense.
We decided to go with the name, the Breakfast Lads Tribunal, which I think fits.
A shout out to one of my favorite sandwiches, if you crunch it down.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be
the BLT.
There you
the
go.
BLT, my man.
There you go. So, Ian, again, welcome. A lot of this came from an idea that you actually that Ian posted online about a breakfast festival.
Yep.
That Brandon and I kind of volunteered ourselves for. We're like, "Hey, Ian, we're doing this with you now," and he's like, "All right, that's cool."
Yeah. It's actually in the process of happening.
Yeah. So, and we'll talk about that more as we get closer to things being settled and being set in stone. But just know that you have something else besides this podcast to be excited for.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, we are. We're taking our qualities and our attributes, and not just putting them on the internet, but we're inserting them in real life.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about that later. But right now, we are going to.
We want to make this fun.
We're going to ask Ian a few questions, a little interview, if you will, so that you guys can get to know him better. So, Ian, how long have you been doing comedy for?
I've been doing comedy in general for about 7 years now, I think.
Okay.
And did that start with stand up, or did that?
It started with improv, because there's an improv troupe around here called the Blacklist.
Okay.
Which it was fun. It was fun. And then I got more into doing stand up shortly after that happened. I've been doing stand up about 5 years now, 5 or so years.
Yeah. Okay.
Off and on. I'll say off and on.
Okay. And so how did you get started with the Blacklist? Was it just going to shows and you got interested that way, or?
I saw Josh Kahn post a thing on Facebook about auditions for a new improv troupe.
Yeah.
I was like, or not new, I guess they were just having more auditions, and I was like, well, I know Josh Kahn, so I'll give it a go.
Yeah,
and then that's how it happened.
Gotcha. Well, I had the same. Well, I was doing stand up before I found out.
You were the
about
opposite, right? You started with stand up and then.
Yeah, I started with stand up and then saw Blacklist where we're doing shows, and I even went and opened for them a few times, and I always wanted to be a part of it. But every time they had auditions, I would end up missing the audition, and they would put them back. But yeah, that's a story for another time. We're here about you. What is your blood type?
AB negative. I have one of the rarest.
Really?
I have one of the rarest blood types.
No shit, man.
I think like only 2% of the people, or like 2 or 3% of the people in the
it's pretty
world have that blood type.
I knew it was rare, but I didn't know it was that rare.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think there's only like one other one that's more rare, but
I'll be
Who
honest.
gives a shit?
I don't care. I'm a rare breed, baby.
I'll be honest with you. I was hoping that question would catch you off guard, and you'd be like, I don't know. Like, cool. So you're unprepared, but you came prepared.
No, I made a list of possible answers, so I just have those for any questions you can throw at me.
Favorite pun?
All of them. I think all of them. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Yeah, you guys caught me off guard with that one.
Now,
Puns.
is the blood type nothing? Favorite pun? Shit, I don't know.
Shit, there's so many. I was.
There's only like 5 blood types, you know?
Yeah.
Now, I'm the type when somebody throws out a pun, the first thing I do is kind of I roll like, oh god, you know. But I appreciate it at the end. I'm like, ah, shit, I wasn't ready for that.
Right.
When somebody throws out a pun, do you immediately appreciate it, or are there puns that you're like, oh, don't do that?
It depends on the pun. Each pun is different, I think some that, like, the easy ones, you're just like, come on.
Yeah.
But if it's real clever and it takes me a sec, I'm like, oh. It's like anger because I didn't think of it.
Right.
It's anger because I wasn't the one who first said that, and then people took it and started telling their friends.
Now, going with stand-up, who were some of the comedians that got your blood going and got your creative juices flowing, where you're like, I want to do stand-up like they do it, or just somebody that did stand-up that you're like, man, they make it look so effortless, like I want to be a part of that?
Well, as a kid, like, I wanted to perform and do stuff. Just, I was a big fan of Robin Williams. Like, he's like making people laugh and performing, and eventually I listened to a stand-up and I was like, yeah, I want to do that. That sounds awesome. This is incredible.
And I think that's universal too. I think if Robin Williams isn't somewhere on your top list, you haven't been paying attention.
The energy that he had was intense.
For sure.
Like, it's hard to match.
You see a lot. I mean, like, I haven't watched a lot of his stand-up, but just like seeing like him in shows and movies, you know, like, you're like, he ad-libbed that. Like, he just made that up on it. Like, that's just who he is. And it's like, like, a lot of people are like, like me, I'm like, I could never write something that good.
Yeah.
You know, and like, he's just like,
that's off the top of the head,
just improvising all this stuff. And
I actually watched like a short little documentary clip, I want to say. It was like from the 90s or like early 2000s of Robin Williams just improvising and how good of an improviser he was. Yeah. And him and like one of the guys, I think it was the guy who came up with the Herald form of improv, which is like 1, 2, 3 scenes, whatever. But those two were just going back and forth, and like they created this diverse world in like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
like it was just insane. Which is I really admire actors and
absolutely
comedians who can just off the top of their head get that diverse, but also make it on a plane where it's relatable.
Absolutely. Well, my one claim to fame was I got to meet Robin Williams once.
Nice. And
it was like a once in a lifetime thing, obviously. But I mean, for other reasons before he ended up passing. When he did pass, like, that was one of the hardest days for me. It's like I don't usually get worked up over the death of celebrities, that kind of thing, but that was one that hit me. I was like, oh, I need a minute, you know?
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah.
I was going through a Dairy Queen with my mom when I found out, and I was like, oh, I can't have this.
Right.
I can't have this blizzard anymore, or whatever it is. And I need to go home and watch Aladdin for 3 hours straight.
Next, is it alright if I move on to the next question?
It's yours.
Favorite breakfast food?
Favorite breakfast food? I do enjoy good ham steak with hash browns.
Okay.
Obviously, your classic bacon and eggs is really good.
Now, are you like a Virginia ham, or like just a country ham?
I didn't know there was a difference.
You gotta try it out. Virginia ham is like a sweeter ham. Country ham is like a salt ham.
I'd have to say sweeter for breakfast. I think because that'd pair nicely with maple syrup and pancakes,
Yeah.
or a French toast.
Oh, are you one of those people that puts like syrup on their bacon and sausage and?
No, I mean if syrup ends up on the bacon and sausage,
Right.
I'm not gonna complain about it.
Right.
But I'm not like, let's douse this puppy.
I work at a restaurant that serves almost. Well, they serve primarily breakfast, and sometimes you see people put maple syrup on scrambled eggs with cheese and bacon. It just I'm like, look, you're paying for it, but like, can you not? Maybe.
Can you maybe don't?
If I'm putting anything on top of eggs, it's gonna be cheese, and then either tapatio, or some Cholula.
No gravy. Is gravy an exception?
I don't know that I've ever gone out of my way to put gravy on eggs.
Okay. All right.
Gravy is like the syrup for me. Like if it happens, I'm good.
Yeah.
With it. Like
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
If I'm having some biscuits and gravy and like it gets on my scramblies.
Right.
On your
No,
scramblies.
that's fair. When I do French toast, I don't know. I feel like if it's the thin bread, if it's a regular sandwich bread, it's like no dice. But if they do like the Texas toast, French toast, yep, I'm there for it.
Oh, you don't like? You only like one kind of French toast?
I like all French toast, but if we're talking what I'd rather, you did the two different types of ham that I've never heard of.
Have you ever done this? We used to do this at Village Inn. The only reason I know about it is you take a cinnamon roll, right? You make 2 cuts, so there's 3 pieces, right? Mm-hmm. And then you batter that, and you throw it on the grill. Cinnamon roll French toast is...
Whoa!
Yeah, it was a game changer when we didn't actually have it on the menu, but there were like some people that would be like, "Hey, can I get the cinnamon roll French toast?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can." You better believe you.
So if I go into the
we don't have cinnamon rolls anymore.
Oh,
yeah, we stopped.
Whoa!
It was
kill a dream while just fostering.
I'm sorry,
I'm gonna make a note on my cinnamon.
This is just a life hack for the people, you know.
Absolutely.
Get you a cinnamon roll, cut it up, grill it.
Now there was one time that
French toast.
we did cinnamon roll French toast. We didn't do it like in the 3 pieces, but we did just squish it down and then do the French toast that way. That was fantastic.
The other thing you can do is take like a Frosted Flakes or something, you know, crunch it up, and then put it on the outside of the cinnamon roll French toast.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Talking about game
That
changers.
one you might have to. That one you may have to. I don't know if it.
That's a little bit
You might
more
have to
prep.
deep fry it. You might have to do a little deep fry on it.
Ooh, is there anywhere around here that does fried French toast?
Ooh,
You batter the
I'm
bread,
not
then you fry it.
Should.
We should try it.
We should try it.
I
feel like it'd come
try it
out
at work tomorrow.
just like a French
Tell you
toast
guys.
stick.
Yeah.
But
I had a
honestly-
buddy that swore by that like the raisin swirl bread and doing that French toast style.
oh,
I heard
can see,
that was
absolutely.
good. Let's see. What would you say your biggest break in stand-up would have been? Like your big show, or like I guess your first memory of like, oh yeah, I'm in with the cool kids. You know, I'm in with.
I've never been in with the cool kids
Oh,
until right now.
Hello.
Stop
You.
it.
I mean, I used to do shows with like a traveling comedy group. We would go to like anime conventions and stuff, and I would do shows there in front of like 150 to 200 people.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool. The most I've ever gotten paid for doing a show was like $150 to host a show for 2 comedy magicians.
Oh, really?
In Kewanee, Illinois. I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
No shit.
Absolutely. And it was for a like a family banquet.
Yeah.
So like we had to be clean, and I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't know if I could like 100%.
Right.
Because they told me at the venue. They're like, oh, by the way, it's a clean show, and I'm like, oh
No.